Hey everyone, I hope you're tuning in. It's Melissa here with Anita Good Design. I'm so excited to be joining you for our regularly scheduled live stitch out today. I have an exciting project that's going to get you guys in the mood for the holiday season. Today we are going to be stitching the Christmas gift tags project collection. This one came out in September of 2012, so if you are an All Access member, this was out prior to the All Access subscription. So a great collection you guys might want to snag. We are going to be running a special on this project now till Sunday, right? Until Sunday. I'm making sure with my people behind the scenes. We're going to be doing this one at a $10 off discount, you guys. This is normally project at $34.95, so that'll drop it down to $24 and some change. So this is a great one with a ton of different gift tag ideas in it. Perfect, like I said, for the holidays. I know everyone's starting to scramble and think about those gifts ahead of time, so we're going to go ahead and learn how to stitch out one of these really cute gift tags. For today's class project, I'm going to be doing design number 15. So this one says Joy on it. And the actual file name, I have my tutorial printed out in front of me. If you purchase this, it will come as a digital download. And it will include the PDF instructions so you can follow along. I'm doing the file PRGT number 15, and that one does say Joy. So to start the project, I kind of wanted to go over with you guys some of the materials we'll be using today, and we'll go ahead and get stitching together. So if you're following along, you'll be able to make the project with me. So to really start, I wanted to tell you guys we are using a tearaway stabilizer. So I've gone ahead and hooped a piece of that, and I've loaded the gift tag design to my embroidery machine. Now I'm stitching it in different colors than we originally had it come out in, so you guys get to see a little bit of a unique twist, but by no means do you have to follow the colors I'm using. So for today, I went ahead and prepped our materials for you guys. Other than the tearaway stabilizer, we're also going to want to use a piece of batting and 2 pieces of cotton. So I picked this fun printed cotton here. I also have some sparkly ribbon. Of course, you got to attach your gift tag to a present, so what better way than with fun ribbon? And then another tip I wanted to tell you guys before we dive in. If you're reading through the materials list, this project actually mentions using fusible fleece as the back puffy part of the design to really give it that texture. We're not using the fusible fleece today. Instead, we're going to use standard batting, and I'll show you how to do the same technique of applying it on the back of the hoop. So if you are gathering materials, you won't need the fleece, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So with my stabilizer hooped and my design pulled up, I'm going to go ahead and run the placement stitch for the first piece of fabric. Now, I hope everyone's tuning in and having a good day today. If you're visiting or tuning in from somewhere outside the U.S., definitely give us a shout out. We had some people coming from across the country saying hi to us today, so let us know where you're tuning in from. All right, so we have our placement stitch ran. Gotta let our machine do its dance. And then we're going to pull it out, and I'll show you guys that placement stitch there, nice and easy so you can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and take the piece of fabric that I have pre-cut. I want to say I did this about 3 or 4 inches by 5, so a little bit larger than the actual design size when you're cutting at home. You want to have enough that'll give you something to hang on to when you trim. So once we've positioned our fabric, if you're a tape person, you can tape it down. I'm just going to keep an eye on it and run our tacking stitch. Now, if you're new to Anita, or maybe this is the first gift tag you've ever done, you might not know our difference between placement and tack down. So for all of our designs, we do a placement stitch in single ply. This way, it goes around once and kind of shows you where you're going to lay your material. And our tacking stitch will go around twice. That way, it's nice and secure. So as we run our tacking stitch, we're going to go ahead and let that do its job. Perfect. And next is decorative embroidery. Now, I'm going to show you guys the fabric here again so you can see how much of the extra is on the sides. So we have a little bit of a seam on each side here of extra fabric. Now, the steps don't indicate cutting in this version of the tutorial back when we wrote them. You could choose to trim tight at this point and then continue to run the design, but in my personal preference, and my tip for you guys would be to wait to trim until we do the back fabric. This way the embroidery won't cause any pulling in the front of the design. So we're just going to leave our extra where it is, return the hoop to the machine, and I am on step 3 for the design, so I'm going to change out my thread. So I was running our tacking stitch in a bright red Madeira so you guys could see that it matches the fabric. But I think I want to do my swirls in a pretty snowy white so it stands out against that red. So we're going to go ahead and thread our next color. All right. This is going to be so cute for the holiday season. All right. And then always lock in your hoop. That's my mistake I just made. And then we're going to go ahead and run the decorative stitching. Now this one's doing the really cute swirls. I wanted to show you guys some of the other designs included in this, and I'll pull it up close so you can see. But we got all kinds of cute different gift tags there. Some with cardinals, some with the deer. We have some more on the back as well, so you guys can see some of those shots. Look at that. And there's some winter themed ones, so if traditional red and green Christmas is not your thing, we have some pretty snowflake designs in here as well. And this is also a good opportunity to play with metallic threads. So I'm using polyester here, but you could definitely add some extra sparkle by using some metallics. For those who are tuning in, I also want to remind them the collection we're stitching and when it came out. So if you're wanting to snag a copy, I am stitching the Christmas gift tags collection. That one was from September of 2012. It is a project, so it's normally $34.95. We're taking $10 off until Sunday at midnight, you guys. So you can snag this gift tag collection and stitch them out for the holiday season. And who doesn't love saving a little bit of extra money? So cute. Do we have anyone tuning in somewhere cool, Madison? I want to say hi to my people.
We have southern Nevada. South Africa.
South Africa, that's cool. What's the weather like in Africa? That would be really fun to know.
We got Hawaii.
Hawaii, I'd love to be in Hawaii right now.
West Virginia.
All over the place. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in with me today. As a reminder, we do these live stitch outs every week on Wednesdays at 1:30, so you guys can see us stitching the projects. It's Tuesdays. I'm a day ahead of myself, you guys. It's Tuesday and I just said Wednesday. Every Tuesday. I should know that. I do half of them. It's one of those weeks where you think you're ahead of time when you're really not. I had someone come up to me today and say they thought it was Friday. I said I wish it was Friday. So again, I'm working on the swirl step for the design. If you're stitching this in real time with me, I'm just letting it do its thing. We're running those stitches and they're coming out really cute and white. I have not tested the design and the colors I'm doing, so I'm kind of just making it up as I go. You guys might be a little more planned out and thoughtful with which colors you're using, but sometimes I think the happy accidents make the best designs. Let's see, so if I'm following my step, again, I'm stitching tag number 15 from the Christmas gift tags collection. My following step is going to be the word joy, and I picked out this really pretty gold color that I want to use, and I think it'll stand out nice against that red. $10 off. This is a good project for $10 off too. I've been looking at Christmas ideas. We also have some sales going on the website, so if you guys are looking for, I guess it's not really last minute because it's just now November, but if you're trying to get a head start on that holiday shopping, we have some gift guides that are coming out each week showing you different ideas of some collections you can purchase for your loved ones or friends. So be sure to check out the promotional stuff we have going on our website. Always a good opportunity to snag holiday designs ahead of time. All right, I think this one's about to be done. Very cute and white. If you guys are stitching this with me, shoot down in the comments what some of the colors are you guys are using. I'd love to know. All right, so I'm going to change out my white now. And for the word joy, I'm going to use that pretty yellow. I am using Floriani threads. For those who are curious, I'm stitching in 562 right now. I know some of you love to know what colors we're using, but like I said, I'm winging it, so you can pick any yellow you like. I gathered them ahead of time and thought these look nice together, and I think that's how most of our projects go here, is what would look good with this. All right, so I'm going to start the embroidery of that word. While this one's stitching, I wanted to go over again, for anyone who's tuning in, exactly which project we're doing and when it came out. So I mentioned earlier, if you are an all-access member of our magazine subscription receiving our designs, this one did come out in 2012. That month was, I wrote it down, September. So you guys, if you have not seen this one before, it was prior to all-access subscription. So a great one to snag if you don't already have it in your embroidery library. And I do have, again, that printed PDF with me so you guys can see exactly what that looks like. Christmas gift tags. Oh yeah, this gold looks good. Very nice. United Kingdom, the UK, hello over there across the big pond. I love hearing that you guys are tuning in from all over the place. It's starting to get chilly here in Charlotte, so perfect fall weather. And I saw people on social media that are my friends already putting up their holiday decorations, so they are jumping on it. There's some people who wait till after Thanksgiving, and then there's others who are like full force after Halloween. So let me know what kind of decorator you are. Are you guys setting up for the holiday season, or are you trying to usher in Thanksgiving first? I feel like doing prize giveaway too. I think I'll do a couple during this project for you guys. But if you are feeling lucky today, let's do a $25 gift card for our website. So since you guys are patiently watching me stitch this out, you get rewarded. Let's go with the word joy. We're doing the joy design. So comment the word joy in the section below, and we will pick someone at random to receive a $25 digital gift card to the website. So go ahead and start commenting, and I'll have Madison behind the scenes help me pick out a fabulous winner. Oop, I hit my needle. When you touch the screen, it stops, in case you didn't already know that. Some people realize things they didn't know about their machine. My finger just barely bumped the touch screen. I'm looking for those joys. I see them popping up on the screen. Trying to spread the holiday cheer, you guys. Perfect.
We're saying they want Thanksgiving first.
Thanksgiving first. I'm all about the food too. I like setting up Christmas lights, but my tree I wait till after Thanksgiving at least. But I'm also the person who loves hearing holiday music already, so I guess I go both ways on it.
Let's go.
Look at all those joys. I see them coming in, you guys. We'll pick someone shortly. While we wait, we're looking through those comments. I'm going to show you guys the next step. So we finished that front embroidery. So now is the real construction part of the gift tag. And if you've never made one, super simple. The process is about to be very easy. So here we are so far in the front. I'm going to show you guys up close so you can kind of see my color choices there. Nice and pretty. So it does say joy. We are now going to do the back of the design. So we have to flip it over and look for those bobbin stitches. I'm going to lay it right side down with the bobbin facing me. And now this is the part in the original tutorial. If you go ahead and download it or you purchase it on the $10 off while this special is going on, that lasts till Sunday, you guys. It will mention fusible fleece as what they put in the back of the design. Now you can do that. We did when we originally did the tutorial, but we don't have any on hand today. So I'm going to show you an alternative, which is just going to be a single layer of standard batting. You can use warm and natural or the white and bright, whatever type of batting you prefer. There's even bamboo. I like that one, but the tag is so small, so your preference doesn't need to be super picky. But we're going to go ahead and lay that down. Now, we don't often show this extra notion, but I'm going to show you guys some 505 spray. You also can use tape, but since I'm doubling up material, I figure why not show you guys something else that we do here. So this is our temporary spray adhesive. You can use any brand as long as you know it stays sticky. Give it a little spritz, and then we're going to lay our batting down over the design. And now the next machine step is going to be a tacking stitch for anything that is on the bottom of the hoop. Since there is only one of those steps, we're going to go ahead and lay the back fabric with our batting. Now I made sure to cut both pieces large enough that I don't have to worry about not cutting or covering all the edges. So I made sure it's fully surrounded by both that fabric and the batting. We use that spray adhesive on the batting, so I'm going to give a little spritz to my fabric as well. And for extra good measure, in case you're one to not like the spray adhesive, I will also show just throwing some tape on there, just so you guys can see both varieties of secure options.
We have a winner.
We have a winner. All right, who's our winner, Madison?
Irene Kellerstedt.
Kellerstedt? Irene Kellerstedt. If I mispronounced it, please forgive me, Irene. But congratulations, you won our Joy keyword giveaway. So shoot a message over to customer experience via email and let us know you won our drawing for today's live stitch out, and they'll send you a gift card your way. So congratulations, Irene. Now for the back fabric, I want to make sure I show you guys that taped and ready to go. So we are going to slide that back into our machine. I like to use my hand to guide the fabric. That way you know it doesn't bunch up on the bottom of the hoop. And I'm going to leave the yellow in because it's just a tacking stitch. So we're going to go ahead and let that run. That color is not too important. So again, if you guys missed it, I did use a little bit of this 505 just to show you guys an option of spray adhesive if you're not a big taper, or vice versa.
Someone said, do you have to do anything to keep the needle or machine gumming up?
That's a great question. I have customers ask that a lot with spray adhesive. I find the amount we use is so minimal that it doesn't really gum up anything. Good embroiderer practice is to change your needles regularly anyway, so if you're worried about that, maybe use one needle for a project you do use the sticky stabilizer or sticky spray, and then you can kind of keep an eye if it builds up or gets gummy. But I'd like to say with our designs, I've not run into that problem at all, and we use spray adhesive a lot, so it's personal choice. But that's a great question. All right, you guys. So now I've ran that tacking stitch. Let's see if I can show it to you correctly. There we go. And then I'm going to hold that up so you can see it's tacked down there with that bobbin thread. So now what I'm going to do, the last two steps in the machine that I can see on my screen are the little satin stitched hole for our thread, as well as our cutting and doing the satin stitch. So we're going to take our handy dandy scissors. I always get asked when I'm on live video what we're using, so I am using a pair of the Ginger double curved embroidery scissors. These are my personal favorite, and when I started at Anita, that is what they handed me, and I have fell in love with them since then. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my curved tip applique scissors, and I'm going to go ahead and trim tight to the line on both sides of the hoop. So it is a freestanding project, which means we want to get rid of any of that extra fabric. And sometimes we get excited and just hit go and forget to trim, and then you satin stitched right over all that material. And I know then you're like, well, my project's going to have to be handicap patched together or thrown away. I know we don't like throwing away projects. I usually try to save things. But there is my front trimmed. So I want to make sure we do it to both sides. I'm going to remove the tape that I used just to show you guys that extra security on the back. And then I'm going to take my scissors again and cut into both the batting and the back fabric. So you can cut both layers. If you did use sticky spray, you'll notice sometimes it sticks a little when you're cutting, so you can just pull up the extra, help you get a clean cut to the edge. Again, guys, Christmas gift tags is the name of the collection I am doing the trimming on right now. I'm doing design number 15, and for those who are watching the video and want to snag this themselves, this is normally $34.95, and we have priced it $10 off for you for the holiday season, making it only $24.95. So great steal with more than one gift tag in it, so you do get choices. This wouldn't take me so long if my scissors were freshly sharpened, but I may have neglected that a little. So bear with me as I trim, you guys. Gives you time to catch up. All right, so I've trimmed the back side. Make a little pile of my trash. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I could have did a better job trimming. But it's live. I feel the pressure, you guys. Can't be perfect. All right, there we go. So there's our back side and our front side trimmed nice and tight. So now what we're going to do is we're going to return it to the machine. At this point, if you are at home, you can use your own matching bobbin. I have white in there just for demonstration purposes, but it is truly freestanding. So at this point, you could always pause the video. You guys can always come back and watch it if you need to pause it. But you can go ahead and wind a coordinating bobbin for this step and then put it in your machine for the next two. So I'm actually going to stitch the little ribbon hole in red because I want it to match the fabric so you don't see it as much. So I'm going to go back to that red thread color. Again, I've been using Floriani, and this is a Madeira, so I'm switching around brands here. We're getting wild with this gift tag, you guys. Spray adhesive, 2 different threads. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and run the buttonhole, or I call it a buttonhole, but it's the little satin stitch ribbon hole. I'll show you guys in the photo. It's that little guy there.
Someone wants to know if they could do several in a large hoop at the same time.
That's a great question. So if you are one of my people with a large embroidery hoop and you want to know if you can do more than one of these in a hooping at a time, all you would need to do is use your machine's in-merging features, allow you to do that. You would go into your, let's say your designs are loaded on a USB, and I'm doing number 15. I could go ahead and pull up number 15, and if I have the whole embroidery frame area, I could drag it to one corner, and then you would just go choose to add another design file, and you can select which one you want, and you can move them around on the screen, and they will stitch out in the order you load them. and they will stitch out in full. So as long as you leave enough space between them and you run them on maybe 2 pieces of tearaway or something a little bit more durable, since you'll run more than one, 1 to 2 pieces should do the trick, and then you could do more than one hypothetically. So that's a great question. Good way to save some time too. I trimmed off my red because I finished with that little satin stitched hole. I'm going to show you, but I did red, so you don't really see it that well. I didn't want it to be super obvious. Now this one did not have a step to cut the fabric out of the hole beforehand. The tutorial will mention using a belt press or a rivet punch, anything like those kinds of tools to help you make the hole in there. So we just satin stitched through the fabric for this. And then my last step for it, you guys, is going to be the satin stitch on the edge, and I think I want to do the gold again. I'm picking it as I go. I like the gold on the letters, and I think having it around the whole design will make it look really fancy. So we're going to go with that. And then I have some exciting other information to share with you guys about a flash sale product that I have some samples here to show you. This step's going to take about 6 minutes or so, so we're going to let that run. Again, before I hit go, I want to remind you, you can use a matching bobbin at this step. I am sticking with white, but we're going to go ahead and run that final step. So while it finishes off, I also wanted to mention, not only are we doing a sale on the Christmas gift tags for $10 off, but we have a flash sale product for you guys, and we were just talking about fall and Thanksgiving, and what better than the Thanksgiving pot holders. So this is an Anita's Express collection. This one came out in October of 2018. Very cute. So that was included in All Access if you were a member in that time frame, so October of 18. But these are adorable little, they also have loops, look at that you guys. These are pot holders with like a pocket. You can stick and grab all those hot dishes. Look at that. I got my handy dandy mitts here. And they have very cute fall sayings on them, really pretty sketch style design embroidery with some standard applique as well. And I think my favorite part about these is their hexagon shape. So their unique shape is a little different than your standard square, trivet, or pot holder. They do have insole bright in them, so that has a crinkle sound to it. That's what I'm hearing. And that insole bright will protect your hands and your counters from all those hot surfaces. So this is the, again, Anita's Express Thanksgiving pot holders from October of 2018. And this one, you guys, since it's our flash sale product, we're marking it at half off. So if you're familiar, our Anita's Express projects are normally $30. And we are marking it down to $15 for the Thanksgiving pot holders. These projects are designed to be done in 45 to 90 minutes or so, give or take, because this one gets binding on it. But they're supposed to be quicker projects for you guys to stitch. So if you're in a bit of a hurry, or let's say you only have 1 day to sew, these are great project ideas to use, and also will help you get in season for Thanksgiving. So I know with all those hot dishes and plates coming out of the oven, what better way than to have some decor that goes with the season for it. And again, that one is the Anita's Express Thanksgiving pot holders. I want to make sure you guys know the names of these. And I believe Madison's going to be linking them as well, right? Usually. If not, we can maybe put it in the video description. She's like, I need to do that first. Yes, if you guys are looking, just keep watching the video. I'll mention it a bunch of times. So if you're missing the link, you'll be able to find it. The project we did for today's live stitch out was the Christmas gift tags. That one was from September 2012. And that is a project collection. Its standard price is $34.95. We are taking $10 off of that for you guys, marking it down to $24.95. And that is a great one. Like you'll see here, it's very quick too. It only had 7 steps in this one project file that we're stitching. But they all seem relatively decent size step-wise, about 14 to 15 steps. And they're all done in a similar fashion. We even have some in here. I didn't show you guys these earlier. We do have those rectangular and square ones, but we have these cute shaped ones in the gift tag collection as well. So we got like a Christmas tree and the little mitten. So different shapes are included, so you don't have to stick with just the square or rectangle. Very cute, very cute. I have a second piece of stabilizer and I never even used it. Look at that. We're gonna save this. I know every time I'm at a show and I put stabilizer away, my ladies come up and say, can I have that? I know you guys love to save your materials, so we'll use this for a small hooping sometime. And again, I love to go over all the materials I've been using, so if you guys are tuning in and you're wanting to know, I can give you a bit of a rundown Once again, we cut a piece of fabric. I even have measurements for you. Look at that. Our back fabrics were cut to about 4 by 6, so that was about an inch over the size of the tag, so you have about a 1/2 inch on each side. We also backed and interfaced the fabric, so that's something I did not mention for you guys, but if we are using cotton fabrics or things like silk du peony or a nice linen, we like to use a fusible interfacing on the back of those materials to help hold up high stitch counts and prevent any pulling. So for the particular fabric that I have, that red pattern, I ironed on some Shape Flex, which is 101. Shape Flex 101 by, I believe, I want to say Floriani, but that might be totally wrong, you guys. I have a million brands in my head. But I used Shape Flex for the back of the fabric. That gave it a nice interface and smooth back, so when we ran that embroidery on the front, it won't cause any puckering or pulling in the design. But I usually would recommend interfacing on anything with a high stitch count. These are fairly simple, but if it's a gift, you want it to come out nice, so I didn't want it to pucker. Also, again, if you're tuning in partway through the video, I want to be sure you guys know if you purchase the collection, it does mention in fusible fleece as what they used in the back hoop step right there. So when they flip to the back of the hoop to put the puffiest part of the design on there, they're not essentially puffy as much as they are just say padded with a piece of batting. But originally we used that fusible fleece, and for this tutorial today, for our stitch out, I went ahead and used standard batting. And I'll grab my handy dandy 505 spray. I haven't seen anyone really use this yet in the video. I could be wrong and I may have missed it, but I figured I'd show you guys one more product that is an Anita favorite, as well as our pink tape. So this is the embroidery tape, Embroidery Perfection tape by R&K. And I am also biased to this and my scissors. I love both of those very much. All right, so we are finishing up the last bit of this tag here for you guys. Don't forget, Thanksgiving pot holders are on flash sale. I'm giving you all my final announcements as we get to the end. And then I want to go ahead and I'm going to take a piece of ribbon. I even already cut that for you guys. This is that cute rickrack ribbon, a little zigzag shape. And it curled up. So we'll set some of that aside. You can use any ribbon. I think these are so cute tied onto presents, you guys. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to get rid of gift bags when people give them to me for the holidays. I'll reuse them or give them to other loved ones and say, yeah, I was given that bag and I'm handing it down to you. So now you'll have reusable tags. You can even write a message on the back. In the tutorial, we show taking a fine tip Sharpie and writing to or from with love on your tag. So if you use a plain fabric as your back fabric, you could even add a message. All right, everyone, our design has finished the stitching process. We're going to go ahead and inspect. Now I'm going to tell you first and foremost, if I matched the bobbin, it would look way prettier on the back. But there it is, satin stitched. Again, I would have matched if I did this at home, but for time and demonstration purposes, we used white. But there is my finished gift tag for you guys. So now what I'm going to do is take it out of the hoop. So we can go ahead and pop it out. Set my hoop down. And the beauty of tearaway is you can quite literally just tear it away. Now, I always get questioned when I show people the tearaway step at the end. They always come on asking, well, what do you do about the little fuzzies on the edge? So that's going to be my final tip for you guys today while I go for this little buttonhole or string hole here. I'll tell you guys. So at Anita, we have 2 methods for that. We'll use a hot tool or something embroidery or fire safe, friendly. I don't want anyone catching things on fire and said Melissa told me to. But we also have used flame or heat, very held away from the edge of the design. You can singe some of the paper pulp that you see from the tearaway. We also love these curved embroidery scissors for a reason. The curve helps you snip nice and tight to the edge without popping any of the stitches. So that's what I'm going to do right now to clean it up a little bit for you guys. And I did not bring my belt punch or rivet punch for on screen, so use your imaginations. But we would punch out that hole right in the middle. I'm trimming as I talk for you guys so I can finish it up and show it to you. And again, if you do use the scissor technique, just trim carefully so you're not popping any of those stitches. It looks pretty good, you guys. Now this was a video sample, but I might have to keep it and give it to someone. All right, and like I said, we would use a belt punch or a hole here. I don't want to rip things too much. I'm just stabbing my scissors through it just so you guys can kind of see. And then we take our ribbon and we can feed it right on through. So I'll grab the end of that here. And there you have it, you guys. Very cute. You could tie that in a bow, in a little knot, or secure it to your present. But we're spreading joy all around at Anita. I hope you guys enjoyed stitching out this project with me today. Last final announcement so you guys know what the products were and where to find them. We did the holiday Christmas gift tags. It is a project collection. We're marking $10 off for you guys till this Sunday at midnight. So be sure to snag the gift tags as well as our flash sale product of the week, which is going to be the Thanksgiving pot holders. And those will be half off as well. So be sure to check those products out and